So Arc Raiders is finally here, and I'm having an absolute blast. Like, this game is just fantastic. Hello? Alright, we good. I'm just extracting. All good, all good. He was sitting in the corner, and he's like, please don't shoot me. Yo, you looting? You're just looting? No! Someone help me. I gotta get home to the wife and kids. I almost out of debt. I'm so close to being out of debt. I just need a few more electric components.
I'm sorry, brother. I have to do this.
Say goodbye to my wife. Tell her I love her.
I will. Oh shit. Before the girl gets here. Goodbye, soldier.
Bye-bye. And after playing over the past couple of days, I missed launch, I was away at the time, but I've been playing over the past couple of days, and like there are so many moments just like that happening in my solo queue experience. From what I understand, group queue or trios more specifically, it's not like that at all. Like, it's a major sweat fest. People are sprinting around. Every time they hear gunshots, the three of them are running towards them, firing off gunshots to try to set up ambushes to intercept the people running towards them. It's just like crazy nonstop PvP. But solo is just a different animal altogether, honestly. Oh, someone's inside. You just looting? You looting?
I'm looking for antiseptic.
Are you sick? Did you get cut?
No, I'm okay.
Alright, well, all good. Fuck it. This fucking game, bro. Though it's not all been roses and fun times skipping through the fields with my mates chatting in local VoIP. Not too ashamed to say it, yes, but I have gotten killed by Arc a few more times than I'd probably like. Dude, I have no time. I'm not gonna make it. Stop. How much time do I have on that extraction? Okay, I got time. I'm gonna chill, let my goddamn stamina come back because I'm constantly out of it. I know. I'm going, dude. This is a nightmare. Minute and a half. Damn it! What's up? I'm screwed here, bro. Shit! Help me! Someone help! No! It's unbelievable, dude. I fucking died to the PvE. To be fair though, that in particular was totally my fault. Like, I was rushing, specifically sprinting through the map because I didn't make my way over to the extraction earlier, and I only had like 2 minutes left, so I had to beeline it, and as a result, I aggroed a bunch of, well, I mean, you saw what happened. It was an absolute disaster. What's so great about this game is the whole, well, there's a lot of things. I talked about it in the last video, but it's this combination of like, it's a really great looking game that creates an amazing sense of atmosphere between the visuals and the audio and just the game running so smoothly. It's a joy to play. But then also with the incredible threat of the PvE, as you just saw, they whooped my butt. You're getting this kind of sense of community and these emergent moments with other people. And as a result, it's been like an absolute gem for interacting with the community of other players in your games. Frankly, I have not had this much fun with like in-game VoIP in a very long time. There's just so many great moments happening all the time. Hello? He gets?
Hello.
I'm just looting. How you doing?
Good. Where you at?
I'm just kind of walking around looking for loot. I need to get a cat bed.
A cat bed?
Yeah, the stupid rooster wants it. Do you see any cats?
No, not in the game. I have my own now.
Oh yeah, I got a cat too, yeah. Fucking cat, no, I found a cat bed! My brother, I found the cat bed.
Wow, what luck, dude. Enjoy, my friend.
God damn it. God damn it! God damn it! Yeah, it's just a fucking machine gun thing. Yo, can you hold that elevator? Man, I might try to come down.
What's the best way to get down from here?
I think there's a lift over here. Yeah, right here. I found this the other game. You can, yeah, see? Hey, hold the elevator, please. God.
I'll show you. Okay. Oh, yeah, you're right.
Yo, hold the elevator, We're coming in. Oh, no! Oh, God, I'm so sorry. I've seemed to had the most success as well, just being like openly friendly and very like overt, like even just coming up to people and asking them questions. I'm just looking for lemons. You guys know where lemons are?
Check the residential area, that's better.
Residential?
They're on trees. Kick trees.
Kick trees. Okay, thank you. Godspeed out there. Oh my god, did I finally find lemons? Frickin' yes. I think that's literally all I need. I found the lemons. Good shit. This game is like peak Emergent RP. I love it. That kind of thing just tends to get a really good reception a lot of the time. Not all of the time though. It doesn't always go that way, and we do have a fair bit of like PvP centric shoot on sight interactions. Sometimes it's me on the offensive.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
He's also got the Pharaoh. I think I'll pick up his Pharaoh. Oh, oh, dude, he's got attachments and shit too. And other times the shoe's on the other foot, and I get it. Ah! I just need olives. Oh, I've been growing those olives for a whole year. They just ripened. I got the olives, he doesn't know. But overall, like when it comes to the solo queues, I found it to be generally a very friendly and even cooperative experience, with players shooting immediately, easily less than half the time, even fewer, probably closer to like a fourth. Solo lobbies tend to be more friendly for sure. Being that kind will get you killed. It just depends. Like I said earlier, I would say it's probably about 1/3 to 2/3. I would say 1/3 of the time people are shooting right away. 2/3 of the time there's a little more ambiguity. And like a decent chunk of them will just be chill and looting. And I think that kind of uncertainty keeps it exciting as well. It wouldn't be as exciting if nobody ever shot. And that 1/3, 2/3, you know what? For me, it's probably closer to like 1/4, 3/4, like 1/4 of the time. I can't tell you what caused the thought to surface, to percolate and say, hey, yes, you were shooting that guy. But probably about 1/4 of the time, I'll instigate. But 3/4 of the time, I'm good. So it's just, you know, you roll the dice. Every encounter is a roll of dice. I think what's interesting about this though is I actually don't expect it to stay this way in perpetuity. In fact, I think they might at one point want to consider some sort of a PvE mode into the game, because I do believe that there's a very good chance as time goes on, this sort of like jolly cooperative nature that we currently are seeing in a lot of people's solo games isn't going to remain this way. I suspect a month from now, it'll be nothing but shoot on sight. So you got a lot of the people who are just playing to shoot players, and a lot of them are doing groups right now. As their friends stop playing, they're just going to naturally move and fill the ranks more in solo play. And then as more as the casual player base stops playing, you're going to get less and less people who are not shooting. And so it's just going to climb. The amount of shoot first, ask later is going to climb over time. That's almost certainly, that would be my guess as to what's going to happen. And honest to goodness, I think the only way this doesn't happen is if like all of the PvP first-minded gamers just end up quitting the game out of boredom or something, because they keep going into these games and they're not getting a lot of pushback. If anything, people are getting annoyed at them. And so they're like, well, this will be fun for a while, but eventually maybe they get bored and moved on. But honestly, I think what I originally suspect to happen, which is that over time, the solo lobbies are going to just get kind of sweatier and sweatier, or more shoot on sight. That is my inclination. That's what I believe is more likely to happen, unless they do things to incentivize playing another way, or unless they even add different modes that are more incentivizing of the cooperative nature that, again, we're currently seeing is predominantly the case. I do hope they consider PvE modes in the future. Honestly, I think what's bound to happen is while this game is popping off, the solos are going to remain this interesting, like, can you trust people? Some people will group up, other people will go aggressive. But I think as the game drops naturally over time, as most games do, right? Like 99% of games do. I think what's going to happen is the people who are hyper competitive doing like trios right now, they're going to start to fill up more of the solo queue population. And so we're going to get like a higher percentage of super aggressive players. And then that's going to in turn force people who maybe been 50-50 to play more aggressively for like self-preservation. And then I just think over time solo queue is going to get less and less like you can guess what's going to happen and more shoot on sight. And I think for the people who enjoy it as like the split of like some people are going to shoot, some people are going to chat, and some people we're even going to like be friends with and follow around and extract together in solo queue. I think the people who enjoy that are going to have less and less of that as time goes on. And I kind of think that's what's likely to happen. So I hope at some point they consider maybe a PvE or even a co-op extraction mode with maybe more arc in them. Or if they could figure out AI enemy raiders, that could also be cool for that audience. But yeah, it's going to be interesting. I don't think it's going to stay in this. It feels like it's in a sweet spot right now with like you don't know what's going to happen when you come across another raider in solo queues. I feel like that's going to be less and less the case as time goes on, and it's just going to be more shoot on sight. But yeah, as it is right now, I definitely feel like while I have enjoyed some of my time grouping up with friends while playing this game, solo is hands down the best, most enjoyable way for playing Arc Raiders right now. Is this game any good solo? I prefer playing this game in solos than I do in squads. It plays like a bit of a different game in solos. In solos, it feels kind of like a survival, like slight horror like really atmospheric game with some RP and some like interesting funny moments, whereas squads is just pure sweat fest, like nonstop. I also just want to reiterate a couple of highlights from the past. For example, the atmosphere and lighting and just the environment created in this game. It continues to impress. Love the like environmental effect here. The ash and soot in the air. Look at the lighting in this game. Holy shit, dude. I don't know, dude. This game is so damn cool. The vibes they've managed to create in this extraction game are really phenomenal, to be honest with you. I've also, as I've played more and more, continued to be really appreciative of their loadout system. I think it's pretty close to being one of the best out there, but not quite. I would say it's like A tier. It's not quite S tier. I think the free loadout system would be even better if you could use a paper doll system like Dark and Darker and set up a basic common rarity loadout. I think that would be like peak, but it's still pretty good. There are a few initial pain points over these past couple of days that I've played. First of all, I mean, it just feels like I'm constantly out of stamina, and that is even with me spending all of my points that I've had for every single level into the stamina tree. I think probably my biggest early game annoyance in this game is the damn stamina. Like constantly having to manage it. Literally everyone I've seen, it's like, hey, do the stamina thing first. Get your stamina back. And yeah, I'm kind of feeling that way. I know it's a balance with these kind of games, but it does feel like I'm just perpetually standing around because I'm constantly running out of stamina. I've also noticed this sort of, what I believe is a bug, where I will walk up to a door, I will hit E to open it one time. Some decent percentage, maybe 1/5 of the time, the doors just automatically close the second that they're open, and I don't know what's happening. Does this keep happening to anybody else? I keep having the door close right after I open it. Look at that, dude. The shit just closed in my face. But I missed the first few launch. Look at that, it keeps happening, dude. These doors keep closing on me. Maybe I'm too close to the doors and hitting both buttons at the same time. Are they on the same side? Yeah, I guess something like that could be possible. Yeah, that kind of makes sense, doesn't it? Also, the inventory space, man, it just feels super limiting, even while constantly upgrading it, like constantly selling things to get the money to pay for the upgrades and constantly expanding my stash. It's just, it always feels like my stash is full. Torn blanket? Do I want that, chat? Fucking no. Like, what do I get rid of? Get rid of the camera lens? I don't know, dude. I don't know. Whatever. That's kind of why I like to just go to one place and loot there, because you can get more item stacks. You know what I'm saying? You can just get more, you can get more things that'll stack up on top of each other. But when you go to different areas that drop different things, you end up, it's harder. As for what the community is feeling about this game, overall, it's been like overwhelmingly positive. Checking out the game subreddit, it's just full of a lot of fun and interesting moments. Although there have been a fair few points of discussion and some pain points amongst the community that I've seen brought up, I wanted to talk about here. I mean this in the most respectful way possible. It's a survival-based game with limited time areas to successfully purposefully leave the map to obtain the items you loot, there is and always will be people looking for easy kills and loot at extractions. As long as there's PvP in the game, it will never change. Stop complaining and come up with strategies to combat against this. Yeah, so basically, if you hadn't heard the news, there's a lot of people who aren't too thrilled when people are PvPing in this PvEVP extraction game. I think definitely no part of what's driving this is that this game has been one of the few extraction games to really pull in a more cooperative PvE centric crowd compared to, I think, the typical more bloodthirsty nature of much of the extraction genre. And, you know, we talked about this in quite a bit of detail in prior videos, and a lot of it comes down to the fact that, you know, this game it has a really interesting presentation. It's gotten a lot of attention behind it, but it also has this very interesting PvE aspect to it, and this also very dangerous and in many cases very deadly PvE that kind of forces a sense of wanting to cooperate with people, because especially while in solo queues, it's kind of a pain to take down these enemies, especially any ones beyond the smaller ones, like the medium and larger size enemies in particular. They're quite difficult. Now, there are means of dealing with them, and we've seen quite a few clever use of game mechanics and systems and stuff to deal with the more deadly arc in this game, even for solo players. But like a vast majority of the population out there, they're gonna have a hard time with anything above the smallest of the arc, and especially when you account for dealing with multiple of them at the same time. And so this has kind of forced this sense of like, hey, we're trying to work together because it's a really dangerous world and there's a lot of threats out there. These arc enemies are really scary, right? So let's do some jolly cooperation. But it is also an extraction game, and it's full PvP, it's full loot PvP as well, and that does draw the PvP extraction game crowd. And so we're kind of dealing with a tug of war between these two about what these different, I guess we'd call them different sides of the community, or these people looking for a different experience from this game. But it is a sort of yin and yang situation where having the threat of PvP, and again, in my experience, it's been like a third or less of the time, maybe even closer to a fourth or a fifth of the time when I encounter another player, they are immediately shooting. That's been my personal solo experience after playing for the past few days here. But it's that chance that really adds to the overall tension, because if that chance wasn't there, I don't know how exciting this game would stay overall for a longer period of time. So I don't know. I mean, I totally honestly agree with this. We can't get rid of it entirely. Maybe they consider, like I talked about, maybe they consider adding different modes in the future for people looking for that. But I do think it is a key component into the entirety of the experience that we're getting in this game. Embark, please add dual queue prioritization like solo queues. So this is something I've been hearing a lot about, where people who are trying to queue in duos are getting matched with a lot of full groups or trios. And I think what's probably happening here is that anyone who's not looking to play solo, a lot of people are just auto-filling, and so they're getting full groups of 3. And then the people who are maybe just trying to play with one other friend and trying to do duos, I imagine there's just not enough of them constantly in queue to have regularly populated full lobbies. Maybe that's something, even if it means increasing queue times, they can try to give the player base. Like, if I have to sit here waiting longer to get a lobby full of 2 people, groups of 2 people, that would be preferable to, again, what's happening right now, because yeah, that does suck. Solos are getting catered to, trios are getting catered to, the duos aren't. Let people make the choice. If they want to just play against other groups of 2, let them have that choice, and even if that means sitting in queue longer, that's how they should do it as far as I'm concerned. Low setting advantage is unacceptable. The whole force disappears. Player models should disappear too. This is a constant point of discussion in a lot of competitive games, a lot of shooters, where if you're playing on a low graphic setting and it removes a lot of the foliage, whether that be like ground clutter or bushes and or trees, in a lot of games, lowering the settings will make it easier to see your opponents. And I always hate it, to be honest, because I would like to play the games on like the best visual presentation that I can smoothly run them on. It's just nice to see pretty looking games and to play in those worlds. But if you get a massive tactical advantage of being able to see enemies a lot more clearer, especially at further distances, well, then that's a pretty massive advantage. And it makes a lot of sense that people will want to take advantage of it. But like completely having bushes disappear in the distance, but still seeing players who would have been potentially hiding hiding in those bushes. That's certainly a big advantage. PSA, if your stash is always full, you need to take better gear and more consumables out on runs and craft better gear. Yeah, look, okay, I get it, right? Hoarding onto items and not bringing them into runs with you. Maybe that is a large part of the reason why my stash is always full. But I think one thing that I will say that I do actively dislike is how this game and a lot of games gives you like 200 different materials that you just kind of have to figure out what to do with. And I mean, maybe this won't feel like as much of a deal a week from now after I've played a lot more and I know what everything does, and I can more quickly figure out, okay, I don't really need that, I can sell that, I can break that down. But right now I just feel like I need to hold on to everything because maybe I'm gonna need it for a quest or to upgrade my rooster at some point, or for upgrading my crafting benches or whatever. Like, I just don't know. I just don't know for most things. I just feel like I need to hold on. And I'm not talking about holding on to all my weapons and my shields. In fact, I'm breaking most of that stuff down. Like, all of my level 1 weapons, if I have one copy of a weapon, I will break down everything else. And I'm breaking down everything but like a couple of each of the loadouts and shields as well. So, and I'm even breaking down a lot of my consumables for games. Like, I'm just getting rid of stuff, either returning it into parts or selling it. But all of the like miscellaneous things that could be used for crafting and or upgrades and some sort of progression in the future, I don't know what a majority of it does, so I'm just holding on to everything besides valuables. But even valuables, some of them you have to hold on to. Like, I tossed some valuables that I needed to upgrade the scrappy guy, the rooster, and I just don't know. So I get this PSA does make sense. Like, yes, I should be willing to use more, especially maybe those higher rarity consumables beyond the like white bandages, use those green and blue bandages, right? But I do feel it's just kind of sucks, dude, like having 1,000 different items and early on, especially. Like I said, maybe this changes a week from now, but right now, kind of a pain in the butt. All right, there's been a lot of really awesome community posts, though, about some of the great moments in this game I wanted to check out. This is amazing. Lord of the Rings situation. Dude, I don't know if this was like staged, but this is so funny. It's literally like when the Wraiths are going after the Fellowship and they're like hiding under the roof. It's like exactly the same thing. It's beautiful. Third-person shooters, dude, right? Third-person shooters. Local man kick flips a Rocketeer, dies tragically. So you can ride these things. You can ride these flying robots. There's a guy up there.
What the fuck?
It flips upside down. What is he just falls and
Was he riding it?
Yeah.
dude, are you kidding me? I didn't realize the thing literally flips him off. This is unbelievable. I didn't realize how good this was. Rocketeer
What the fuck?
flips, guy falls off, Rocketeer turns around, fires rocket,
Was he riding it?
Yeah.
flare shoots up in the air. That's great. That is great. Absolute cinema. I've said this way too many times playing this game, but... All right, guys trying to extract, gets shot down. Shame. Going for the execution. Right, dude gets down with the sniper, crawls over. This is the favorite thing that they do in this game. While you're down, you can still push the buttons to extract. You kind of pull yourself up to it. It's so good. Dude, that's so good. It's amazing. Absolute cinema is the proper word for that. A common occurrence. Yeah, dude, between the tumbleweed and then just like random debris that flies around, and they do it on purpose. And the whole idea is your eye is drawn to movement in the environment beyond just like the swaying of a bush, right? Anything that's more exaggerated than the slight sway of a bush or a tree, you're like, what is that? And between the tumbleweed and there are these just like chunks of debris that are flying around, like torn fabric or something. And most of the time I think, is that a raider? And then it's a tumbleweed. It's like a tumbleweed 9 times out of 10. PSA, watch for traps at the extraction. I heard of people doing this. Look at... Yeah. I heard about this in a tips video that I watched, and expect this to continue to happen more and more. People laying traps at the extraction control panels. Please keep an eye out, but otherwise this is gonna happen to you. Oh, this is great. I killed a leaper with 1 bullet and a pile of 7 wasp drivers. So throwing down the wasp drivers, which can be used as explosives, basically. Just make a nice pile. He's got even more. I don't know how many exactly he technically needed to do this, but he threw down 7. And then he walks over, finds the leaper, take a little shot. And then I think the leaper adjusts once it sees you in air to land on your current position. I think that's how it works. So you'll see the leaper jump, and then it kind of adjusts, lands, and then he pops all of the drivers. And now that thing is flaming in absolute shambles. That is amazing. Yeah, so the game's been a total blast. I've just been having a fantastic time, and a lot of other people have as well. Heading over to SteamDB, we can see the game has peaked at 354,000, almost 355,000 concurrent players yesterday, growing daily in terms of peak players. I don't know if it's going to break that this afternoon, as it is a Monday right now, but nevertheless, the game is doing very, very well. In terms of how that's ranking on the whole platform, looks like over the 24-hour peak, it puts it at number 4 behind Battlefield 6 right now. That game is still just doing well. 551,000 for BF6, huh? But yeah, speaking of which, like, I tried the Battle Royale mode in Battlefield 6. I just don't love that they didn't have the solo option. I played for a while, and I actually did have fun just queuing with randoms and duos. The Arc Raiders, I'm feeling, is like more my jam right now. It's more like a grandpa gaming kind of game, and that's frankly what I'm here for. Also, community reception has been just phenomenal. We got a very positive score, 90% rating, with coming up to 26,000 user reviews, and people are just absolutely digging this game, and I'm right here with them. Like, I'm having a great time. I think what's probably most exciting right now, though, they just seem absolutely on top of it with their plans for the future. Like, taking a look at this roadmap, it kind of blows my mind. When it comes to like a new game launching out, most roadmaps will be like, here's what we have planned for the first 3 months, and then the second 3 months, and then what we have planned next year. For Embark, they're putting out this Arc Raiders roadmap. They're like, yo, here's the updates you're getting this week, here are the updates that you're getting this month, and then the updates that you're getting next month. It's just amazing, honestly. Like, already, like, between November and December, we got a ton of new stuff coming, as well as those ongoing updates, and even more down the road. So ongoing stuff, new map conditions, that's like weather and stuff, new feats and trials, some new cosmetics that cost $1,000 per. That's a whole separate conversation. People aren't too thrilled with the cost of the cosmetics, which I totally get for a premium game. They are selling cosmetics for free-to-play prices in this paid-for upfront game. It's a great game. I have a lot of fun playing with it, but seems a little over the top, honestly. They've got like calculations as to how they should price these things, so I'm sure they said that's the most efficient way for them to make the most money, but nevertheless, don't love it. That aside, game is great, won't deny it. Quality of life upgrades and more. And then in November, they're adding a new map, as well as a community unlock event, some new arc enemies with the matriarch as well as the shredder, some new gameplay items like weapons and stuff, as well as some new quests. So that's this month. That all that stuff for that Northline update is this month. And then next month in December, we're getting the Cold Snap updates, which will come with the Snowfall map condition, Flickering Flames event, as well as Expedition Departure window. Don't know what either of those are, but those sound like new things for us to get engaged with. A new Raider deck, which is like the unlock thing, and as well as a bunch of new quests. Yeah, dude, this game is great. I'm having a heck of a lot of fun, and it's really only just gotten started. So I wasn't here during the first couple of days of launch. I had a few days where I took a little trip, came back on Sunday, played a bit on Sunday, played a bunch on Monday, and I plan to continue playing through the rest of the week. This game is great, having a blast, and looking forward to playing even more in the weeks to come. But that's all for today. Let me know, how has your launch experience been with Arc Raiders? You've been having a good time? Are you not? Let me know why. But that's all for today. Thanks for watching, guys. I'll see you later.